Good morning, everyone. My name is Sam Stark, and this is Brianna Hollis. We are back again to do our deep dive into the Raul Meza case. Raul Meza is the man that has been charged with two murders in the last 2 years. There was Gloria Lofton in 2019. She was his old roommate, not roommate, but neighbor, and she died in 2019. And then more recently, there was Jessie Fraga, who died earlier this year.
And today we're going to be talking about the murder of 8-year-old Kendra Page, which is the first time the community really learned about this person and the crimes that he was accused of.
That's right. So Kendra Page, she was 8 years old, and her body was found in a dumpster outside of the Southeast Austin Elementary School. Meza was still on parole at the time for the 1975 aggravated robbery conviction and was charged with killing and raping Page.
And obviously, this is a terrible case. As we said before, our hearts go out to her family. This is 8-year-old little girl. This absolutely terrible thing happened to her. And while Meza was originally charged with the sex assault, he was only convicted of murder. And here's what the DA's office at the time had to say about the outcome of the case.
We knew we could put him close to the scene, and then, in fact, close to Kendra, because his fingerprints were on her bicycle. But we had no trace evidence directly linking him to the actual murder or sexual assault. And so we negotiated a plea that would send him to the penitentiary for 30 years.
And the district judge at the time, according to archived newspapers, also added an additional 16-year sentence on top of that for that aggravated robbery that we had mentioned earlier.
That's right. And if you were with us a couple of weeks ago, we talked about how Meza got out on parole just 11 years after he was sentenced and convicted of murdering Kendra Page. Bree, do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so he got out for, quote, good behavior. This was actually a state law at the time where the state required inmates to have the opportunity to kind of accrue these good behavior years, and Meza got that good behavior time for being involved in some vocational programs in the prison. I think he was in mechanics, that was one of them, as well as barbering. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but learning to cut hair. So those two things that he did while he was in prison helped him get out earlier, but that law has since changed, and that good behavior time doesn't really exist for violent criminals like this anymore. That's right, and I think it's also important to note that he told everyone that he was a born-again Christian, which I think endeared himself to the parole board as well as the public. Yeah, I agree.
So after Raul Meza's name was in the headlines back in May again, we actually got in touch with Kendra Page's family, who were obviously very horrified and surprised to see that Meza's name was again being brought to our attention. So earlier on, shortly after we started covering this, we talked to Kendra Page's family. Mercedes Hernandez talked to them, and we are going to play a little bit of her story from back in May.
Convicted murderer Raul Meza.
Raul Meza.
Raul Meza.
Raul Meza Jr. It's a name that's been heard in Austin before. And for Tracy Page, it brings back painful memories.
There's the last pictures we got of her.
This box holds decades of newspaper clippings, records, and letters of sympathy. Their condolences her family received after her sister Kendra was murdered more than 40 years ago.
The 8-year-old's body was found behind a trash dumpster. She'd been raped and strangled.
It makes me watch behind my shoulder. I was very cautious with my girls. Wouldn't let them out of my sight.
Meza was convicted and sentenced to 30 years for 8-year-old Kendra's murder. Her sister Tracy was just in high school.
I was 15 when this happened.
11 years into Meza's sentence, he was up for parole. Citizens of Austin protested his parole in 1993, but he was released. A year and a half later, he was sent back to prison until 2002 for a parole violation, then transferred to the Travis County Jail. Page says her records show Meza completed his sentence and was released from jail in 2016.
My dad did so much to protect people and to keep Raul Meza in, and now another has to deal with this.
Now that Pflugerville police have named him as a suspect in a murder last week, Page has even more questions.
I think somebody should have contacted me. It just scares me. What if he lives next to a school? No, I don't think he should have ever been let out.
In Austin, Mercedes Hernandez, KXAN News.
As you can hear, very obviously a ton of emotion from Kendra Page's family. Just having to go through this horrific trauma 30 years ago, and to see that, I mean, he was released 11 years after being convicted, and then now he's getting, or is accused of all of these other heinous crimes. So our thoughts and prayers just go out to the family, and it's so traumatic, I'm sure, what they're going through.
And Sam, I know you and I have talked about this before, but it's kind of chilling seeing this old archived video of this case, just kind of touching on the point you just made, that this saga happened so long ago, and it's, I mean, frankly upsetting to see that all of this happened back then when our cameras were different. You know, our lives would have been so different if we were reporting back then, and then having to bring this person, you know, back into our headlines for such a horrible reason, just is kind of chilling.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
And this isn't the only time this year that we talked to Kendra Page's sister. We also spoke with her after police arrested Meza in May. This was shortly after a press conference where the police department announced it, and at the time, interim assistant city manager Bruce Mills, who was investigator on the case, expressed some of his frustration with Meza coming back into the limelight again as well. We have some sound from him to play.
I think that those victims and their families, because somebody made a bad decision 41 years ago, and let this guy, for whatever reason, manipulate the system, and justice was not served.
When I first heard about it, a bunch of emotions went through me, but I'm really glad he was captured. I'm sad that he's linked to more murders, though. We really need to work on the system.
Again, that was both of them talking about how it's just really crazy that this man was released on parole 11 years ago, and because of that release was able to murder 2 more people and just completely change dozens more family members of those victims involved.
And I actually had the chance to speak with Bruce Mills over the phone recently. We're just I wanted to talk to him about the case and everything that happened back then. And one of the things that he brought up was that a lot of the people on the prosecutorial and criminal justice jail side of things at the time, they have since passed away because this happened so long ago. So it kind of just brings in the who can or do we hold accountable in this case. So that's something that I know I'm personally going to be exploring through further conversations with him as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a good plug for the remainder of this series. We are going to continue to try to dig deep into some of these more puzzling aspects of the case, as well as bring you any new updates to the case as things unfold. Again, Meza was alleged to be a serial killer, and police were investigating up to 10 more cold cases. We're not sure if Meza is linked to any of those yet, but we will surely inform you if we hear any more updates.
Yep, absolutely.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to be here most Thursdays to go over aspects of Meza's case. You can rewatch these videos online. It's just from KXAN.com with Raul Meza, KXAN Live in the headline. Thank you so much for joining us.